every day. Smoke weed every day.
Don't let the kind smile and warm nature of someone who just wants to be everybody's grandparent fool you. Mr. Rogers was an ultimate badass in real life. And it's not for his fighting ability, which he didn't have. It's his own personality and reputation that made him a real life badass. I'm not talking about like that moment in Scooby-Doo where Shaggy can all of a sudden realizes he could fight back and not be a coward. Mr. Rogers' reputation alone as a children's television host has made him impenetrable to even crime and even to the censorship on TV. So today I'm going to talk about 3 moments in real life that Mr. Rogers was a badass. Number 1, his car was stolen and returned to him by the thieves. On a sunny day in Pittsburgh, where Mr. Rogers is a native of, 2 men apparently had stolen his car on a bright sunny day. When they found out the following day that the car belonged to Mr. Rogers, they returned it to the exact same spot where they found it with a little note saying how sorry they were and that they didn't know if they knew who it belonged to, they wouldn't have stolen it in the first place. The villain in the neighborhood of make-believe was based on his own sister. Everyone, I think, who has siblings has gone through a sibling rivalry, especially if you're the younger or the older one having to deal with the younger annoying brat, or you're the younger one having to deal with the older bully. So, with that in mind, Fred Rogers was no different. He grew up having an older sister, and his older sister, he got back pretty good. Because in a neighborhood of make-believe, whenever it called for some kind of conflict or a villain character, Lady Elaine Fairchild was the character to cause it. Jesus, was I messed up by this creepy character. I always found her really creepy looking. She always seemed so mean to everybody else in the neighborhood of make-believe. And it seemed like she wanted to destroy the neighborhood of make-believe. Even her appearance, she was very ugly and had a extremely long nose, and the red nose and the flushed cheeks made the indication that she was probably drunk most of the time. He gave the finger on live TV. Just when you thought this guy couldn't get any more like a cheeky lad, he gave the finger on Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. That's right, he gave the ugly fuck you gesture on TV. And before you say anything, yes, that the middle finger did have that meaning back then. As you can see by this footage of this, which is in black and white, it still had the meaning of fuck you. But at the same time, this was also how you played Where is Dumpkin. Figuring that a kid wouldn't understand it at all, they just let it go. But now, even today, the middle finger is pixelized on TV, on cartoons as well. But as you can see here, Mr. Rogers in this clip of him playing Where is Dumpkin and they asked for the tall man, he knows full well the other context. Look at him fucking grinning. He knows he's giving the camera crew the middle finger. Fuck you guys. Number 4, he made everyone in a New York City subway car sing. If you're like me that commutes to the Big Apple every day to go to work, you know damn well that the subway stations are like a breeding ground for the degenerates and the weirdos of Manhattan, and mainly impatient people just trying to get to their job on time or trying to get the fuck out of the city. It all happened one day in the morning where Rogers was supposed to be going to a meeting with one of his colleagues. Since getting a cab was taking too long, they decided to hop onto a subway train. Once the crowd of people inside the train noticed Mr. Rogers, they all began chanting and singing "It's a Wonderful Day in the Neighborhood," leading Mr. Rogers to smile widely. And finally, at number 5, this is a nice tribute to the person that raised you. Every single one of the sweaters that Mr. Rogers wore on the show and in real life was hand knit by his mother. Every single one. He would always receive a new sweater during Christmas time from his mother. That is the nicest tribute your son could do for you. And that is it. That is 5 badass things about Mr. Rogers in real life. I might make more of these because there's plenty of more stories out there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I sure as hell enjoyed now looking at fucking Rule 34 for once in a while. So leave a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon. Thanks again.